Tell us where you're from, who you are, basically what time frame you exist in.
We are in what you might call an alternate dimension of reality, although we have our own discussion, shall we say, with physical reality. We have our own experience, shall we say, with the idea of physical reality. You would perceive us as somewhat physicalized. In our reality, we exist, like you, on a planet. In its ancient term, it is called Esasaní, Sani, which means place of living light. We are, in that sense, genetically related to your species, which is why we bear some resemblance to you, as we are an offshoot hybrid race created in part with human genetic material. We, in that sense, are also evolving in our own capacity, and in that we are connected to you, in that you are our ancestors, so to speak, us being in our reality seemingly about 300 years in your future, we thus reach back to you across that divide from one dimension to the other to also be of assistance to you and to answer the invitation that your people have given off with regard to awakening to spirituality and inviting in any consciousness that is also willing to participate with you in the adventure of that awakening. And so, like the relationship that I have with the physical channel sitting before you, where I am, in a sense, the channel's future self, and the channel, in a sense, is my past incarnation on your planet, we are thus then, in a sense, the same soul. And this is true with many of you on your world. Many of us on our world are, in that sense, the future incarnations of many of you. And thus we will reach back to ourselves through our consciousness, and thus aid and assist you, in your experience, to move up the ladder, even as we also move up the ladder, aided and assisted by higher consciousnesses above and beyond us.
So the soul is a continuum of expression. In a sense, all soul experiences are happening at the same time.
Yes, time in that sense is your illusion in space-time reality. Everything is simultaneously coexistent, yet at the same time, because it is coexistent, we can break through the barrier of the illusion of space and time and speak and connect to any being in any reality, no matter what time frame it seems to exist in within its own cognizance. Yes.
So we are like a film existing within one frame of a continuum,
yes. And we exist in another, but also you can come from the point of view of what you might call the film's projectionist, where you can hold the strip of film in front of your face and see all the frames at the same time.
Exactly. So there might be somebody that wants to channel through Bashar in some greater evolution of this soul's expression.
Yes, and this does occur.
It does. Who would you be channeling?
My own higher self, which is connected to non-corporeal consciousness, connected to the star system that you know as Sirius.
And you are where, in what star system 300 years in the future?
Again, the idea of our star system is called Sha, but it is not in your physical reality, so unless you make a vibratory adjustment to our dimension, our star is invisible to you, and from our reality, your star system is invisible to us unless we shift into your reality. But if we were to overlay our dimensional reality and our galactic coordinates with your dimensional reality and your galactic coordinates, you could say that our star system is about 500 of your light years in the direction of the Orion constellation.
I see. So you move. So you sort of moved out of the home planet Earth after the hybridization of the Greys and humans.
I have never existed on your planet. Our civilization in that sense was created, and the planet in that sense was formed for us as well, and our civilization placed on that planet to grow and to learn.
So where's Earth now 300 years in the future? Can you tap into that?
It is, in that sense, a planet that has changed drastically from what you understand it to be in your present day and age, and it is a civilization with whom we interact, and it is a civilization that also belongs as a member of what we might loosely call an association of worlds or an interstellar alliance.
What sort of changes have happened on Earth? I feel close.
There have been many different kinds of sociological, economic, and political changes. You have created what you may call a type of organizational system that actually functions as a coordinating body to allow there to be the coordination of skills, the coordination of resources for those that require it. There is also the idea of unlimited energy sources tapping into the planet's electromagnetic field directly. In that sense, you have reversed much of the idea of what you call pollution on your planet by that time. You have, in this sense, also erased many of the national borders. Not all of them, but many of them. You will find that you have begun to change your economic system to something based on the skill sets of the individuals in the society instead of what you might refer to now as an artificial or arbitrary means of exchange. You have begun to grow more crops in a variety of ways to feed many more people on your planet, but you have also allowed people to begin to extend to other planets as well as you develop spacecraft similar in function to those that we possess.
I know part of the reason you're here is to make this transition into our global conscious society.
To assist you in doing so, not to make it for you, but to assist you by giving you a perspective that works for us, and if you choose to decide that our perspective works for you, then you can in fact incorporate it into your reality as well.
Well, it seems like something's working. We are opening up our consciousness to this type of phenomena, and many people are evolving to a higher state. So this initial change, you said, will begin in 2012, but it's already begun.
The idea of a higher form of accelerated change will allow foundations to be laid down. Even though you are crossing a threshold of energy and consciousness in 2012, you will begin to see some of the fruits of this change between your years of 2025 and 2033. And by 2050, you will find that you will have made enough changes so as to truly be functioning as a full-fledged member of the Interstellar Alliance.